Welcome back to the Expanded Minds podcast. Today, I have a special guest with me, and his name is Nana.
Nice.
Nana posts Nana posts inspirational and heartfelt YouTube videos to help people on their semen retention journey.
Indeed.
Nana also has tons of lived experience and has gained practical wisdom when it comes to retaining his seed, with one of his highest streaks being 246 days. So, if you're watching from home, go ahead and stand up, give him a little round of applause, and
It's definitely an accomplishment, man. Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it.
So how did you start your semen retention journey? Because, people will start it out because they're tired of being addicted to, porn stuff. Some people start out just because they want the motivation, or maybe they hear the benefits.
Yeah.
Or maybe they have a higher spiritual calling. That's why they started out. So like for you, like why did you start this journey here?
For sure, man. I mean, first of all, the journey, the reason why I started it was, just to become the better version, of myself, man. Because, before, I didn't have the motivation. I didn't have willpower. I wasn't putting in enough work, right, to take me where I wanted to go. So I felt like this journey definitely helped me. It pushed me to come to where I'm at today, to work on myself, right, to help others get, to inspire people, and just to, put them on the same path that I'm trying to be on, if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Just to elevate myself in a better way, okay, better version in all aspects of my life.
Yeah. So what kind of potential did you see with this though? Because when you first looked at this, it's like you have to have motivation in order to do this. Because like you can easily just like fall off the wagon with this. Because you have when you have an excess amount of S3X energy, it's I have to say that just because of the algorithm. But
No, you're good. You're good.
When you have an excess of S3X energy, and you don't have anywhere to put it, you can easily fall off the wagon. So like, what motivated you to keep on going and say, despite all the what do you call it? Basically all the pornography all around you, like why'd you still stay focused and continue this?
I mean, I would say it's a matter of just me wanting it that bad, bro. Wanting the success that bad. I've always wanted to do what I do since I was like a like a little kid. So it was just a matter of time for things to start happening when I started to put in work, because it's always been my dream. If that made, like, ever since I was a kid, I wanted to start a YouTube channel, where I seen people making YouTube all the time. I was like, man, this is fun, this is crazy. And I was able to do this. So I was like, man, I'm gonna just use that energy, right, to focus on my career, right? I'm transmuting it basically into gaining success. So all that built up energy or whatever, the S3X energy you're talking about, I'm using that, I'm pushing it, and transmuting it into my career, my craft. Yeah.
And so what do you think of like porn being mainstream? Because it's a big distraction for a lot of men. Like, what have you thought? Like, have you seen a lot of like the crazy stuff that's out there? Like, just like the other day, like I was not the other day, it's like 3 months ago. I was like driving and I see this billboard with just like women just topless, but they have obviously their tits covered, but like it's just straight up like right in front of your face.
It's crazy out here, man. It definitely an over generation. Like it definitely ruins men's brains, right? A lot of men can't be themselves because of S3 of porn, right? They can't be themselves. They can't act normal around women. They get nervous and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's because they're watching such things, man. When you watch those things, you're basically putting a woman on a pedestal. So you're gonna be nervous when you're around her. You're gonna have that anxiety, right? And you don't have that mental clarity, right? Supposed to a man who's self disciplined. It's two different things.
Like, what's the difference between you putting a girl on a pedestal versus you being like very relaxing and you're masculine? Like, what's the two different mind frames?
For sure. I mean, being in your masculine frame is just you being a man, okay? Not drooling over her, not thirsting, right? It doesn't matter how good she looks, okay? She's a woman. She's human, just like us, okay? So just treat her like a normal human being. But when you put her on a pedestal, you're simping in a way, if that makes sense. You're doing too much just for her attention, and you're doing too much just to attract her. But if you're in your masculine frame, you're just cool, calm, and collected. You're just chill.
Would you also add like calculated as well? Like,
Exactly. Most definitely calculated. I feel like, say it again.
yeah, go ahead.
No, I say I feel like if you when you're in your masculine frame, things are more natural. Okay, but when you're putting a woman on a pedestal, you're trying too hard, and she can tell. So you basically won't get her.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to like uh, I've seen in your videos you mentioned the Jezebel spirit,
Yeah, man.
succubus and incubus
Yeah.
spirit. Can you talk about your experiences with that and like because when you start on this journey, I definitely think there's a lot of spiritual warfare that
Oh,
you go
definitely.
through. So
Yeah, that the Jezebel spirit is definitely real. I definitely, I encourage all of you guys to, well, if you're on this journey practicing it, be careful. Be aware of these women that come around you. Jezebel spirit can be in both in men and women, right? So if a woman is a Jezebel, she just wants your energy. She doesn't like you for you. She just wants to take your power, which enhances your seed. She just wants to take that from you. That's the Jezebel spirit of the woman. Um, and you must stay away at all costs on this journey, especially, bro, because especially if you're trying to level up, you can't have women try to bring you back down to your old ways. Yeah,
like have you ever had like wet dreams and things like that?
of course.
Um,
Definitely had a more. I've had multiple wet dreams on this journey, but recently, obviously, recently I haven't had any encounters with wet dreams, man. To be honest, but before, I was having them consistently. Now it's kind of like no more.
why do you think that is?
I feel like, I do a lot of more transmutation now. I do a lot more putting the energy to use instead of just sitting down all day and doing nothing, just staying lazy. When you're transmuting it, you get a lot of things done with the energy. So it helps for you not to have all that built up energy underneath you, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then, like, do you do other things to help protect yourself, like prayer?
Yes.
Like, what other things?
I'm definitely a believer of God, right? I pray. I pray every day, morning and night, before I wake up, when I wake up, and before I go to bed. I also do things like cold showers. I do things like working out, going to the gym. Definitely consistent with that. I like reading books too. Sometimes I just go outside, start reading. That's something I do to just get my mind off of things.
Like, what do you read?
I love Napoleon Hill. His books are great. Think and Grow Rich, success books. And there's another book called Outwitting the Devil. I don't know if you heard that before.
Yeah, I've put on the audio version one
Yeah,
time.
another great book, bro.
And so, what about those like books resonated with you?
Oh man, just Napoleon Hill, he resonates with me because he talks a lot more about energy as well and how it can make you successful in his books, right? I can actually show you here. Uh, Think and Grow Rich, right here. This book right here is amazing. He talks about the sexual energy. He talks about how you can't be like everybody else. Okay, if you want to grow and be rich, basically. Okay, so it's a great book for him, and it resonates with me because of the things he talks about. It's the same thing that I'm trying to be on.
Yeah, and in his book, he talks about it's the process of sex, or not the process, but he talks about how important it is to transmute the energy, because when you
Exactly.
do that, you're able to like reach the level of a genius.
That's true.
And so, like, have you felt yourself kind of have you felt your mental capacity increase when you practice semen retention?
Oh yeah, man. Definitely, my mental capacity is definitely. I have no brain fog. Like I can think clearly. Right. When it comes to school, I'm actually in college, so when I do things like classing, exams, my mind is very sharp. I have like more memory. Right. I remember the things that I learned. Right. Compared to me when I was watching porn, sleeping around women, whatever. When you hold on to this power, your mind, okay, elevates. You actually start to have brain power because the fluid from our seed as men, we have nutrients in it. So it helps us, become more, in a way, more stable. Okay. Your mind is clear. You get to think clear. You become intelligent. People have said they become intelligent on this journey, and I can attest to that too.
And like, how has your like mental capacity increased though? Like, are you able to think outside the box more? Are you
Yes,
able to
outside the
like
box. Create My creative energy is higher. I'm able to make, I have a platform, content creation. I'm able to make videos I don't need to write nothing down. It's just off the top of my head. My creative energy is just going, flowing, basically. Um, when I'm in class, like I said, when I'm taking exams, I'm able to remember, okay, what I learned like what 2, 3 weeks ago. It's still there. Your memory will enhance, bro. It's very powerful, man. You know, a lot of people don't understand that this journey, you know, this practice has been here forever. This is not nothing new, but now it's starting to get attention because people are seeing that it actually works.
Yeah, chastity has been a virtue of a
Yeah,
lot of saints, mystics.
it's always been.
Um,
Man. Yeah,
yeah. What do you think are like misconceptions about like semen retention? Like what do people kind of get wrong
yeah, for
about it?
sure. You know, I've definitely had a lot of those comments, and you know, people hitting me up saying some weird stuff about that. They're like, "Oh man, it's placebo. It doesn't work." They're like, you know, holding on doesn't do nothing. Okay. And I'm like, man, look, you got to trust the process, right? A lot of people just try it for like, I'll say 3, 4 days, and they're like, oh, I don't feel nothing. I'm like, man, look, everybody's different because everybody has different addictions that you have to go longer periods to get rid of those addictions. So if you're only going 3 to 4 days or probably 7 days, you most likely won't see nothing. But you know, when you do hit 7 days of this journey, semen retention, your testosterone does spike. You will feel your body start to get you're gonna feel stronger. You hit the gym, you're gonna feel very powerful. But the longer you go, it gets better.
Yeah, 100% right there.
Yeah,
Um, but like it's crazy how like addicted you can actually be to like lust and
bro.
like pornography and things like that, and you don't really like notice it. It's
E-
so like subtle, like dealing
Exactly.
and battling with your lust. It's
Hmm.
a so like can you talk about like what is it like to start to clear your lust? Like what starts to happen to your soul? Like, what happens to you at a soul level when you start to clear your lust and things like that? If you can attest to that.
For sure, man. I mean, you know, when you know, I obviously I'm a believer of God. Once again, when I've told you that, you know, I believe, you know, certain strongholds, you know, you can't get rid of it yourself, right? You need the power of God. You need the power of Christ to be able to get rid of certain, you know, strongholds. The stronghold of lust is powerful. Um, it's one of the things where when you start to get rid of it, when it starts to, you know, when you and God are working, right, and you're getting rid of it, you're gonna feel more pure. You know, you're gonna start to feel like a better person. You're gonna start to have a better mood because people who, you know, watch porn and stuff like that, um, studies have shown that they have depression, they have anxiety, right? Their negative energy is higher. Okay, they're overthinkers, you know, things like that. But when you are, you know, getting rid of lust, it's the opposite. Positive energy. You're happy. You're smiling. You know, you're just lighting up the room. You know, this is what happens, bro. This is what happens, man. And it's a beautiful thing to see, especially in other people. You know, people may see you and be like, "Oh, wow, you know, this guy, he's high energy. You know, he got personality, charisma, confidence." It's because of this journey, man. It's a blessing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I'm also a believer as well.
yeah,
Or the way that I see it though is more of like I take my salvation day by day. I don't think I'm necessarily like guaranteed salvation. I
hmm.
think that based off of the choices that I make, it kind of determines whether or not, you know,
I feel you.
I'm gonna living in a heavenly place or, going
I
the other
feel you.
direction.
I feel
But
you. I
take
mean,
it day by day.
everybody has their own. I feel you.
Yeah. So like when um when you are like retaining and stuff,
Hmm.
how does it make you more attractive and how does it make you more pure?
I got you, bro. So, I mean, and you know, when you being attractive wise, let me start there. Okay, being attractive, but not just physically. Okay, your skin gets clearer, you get the glow, your eyes get whiter, whatever. Um, you start to become attractive spiritually. Confidence is up, charisma is up, your personality, right? Women like a man who, you know, is powerful. So when you're on this journey, you become powerful. You become a man with confidence, charisma, all these natural abilities of a man, right? And these things go up when you retain, because this is how we're meant to be. No man is supposed to, you know, be depressed, things like that. That's my opinion. I feel like no man should be depressed, have anxiety, all those things. We should always be in a good mood, positive, and all that stuff like that. But attractive wise, that's what happens. You become confident. You become attractive to the opposite sex because of confidence. You know, you are sure of who you are. You're sure of yourself because you're on this journey, right? Does that kind of make sense to you, bro?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you talking about how does it make you pure? Okay, I don't think just retention can make you pure. I mean, some people retain and still go to parties, clubs, drink, smoke. That's a different story. But I feel like if you're on this journey for the right reasons, for God and for your self improvement, you can become pure, right? You can become pure by doing the thing that makes you filthy by watching porn. If you watch porn, you're filthy. It's just what it is, bro. So when you hold it in, when you retain, you become pure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember, or my first time like retaining and stuff. It
Mhm.
was on accident, or not an accident, but I had like a very deep spiritual awakening, and like
Mhm.
the Holy Spirit completely just made my mind a blank slate. So
Okay.
like my mind just went all the addictions that I had. I mean, not that much addictions, but it was like I was addicted to my phone, for example. Like I'd be checking it.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, my mind was just blank, and I just had no desire whatsoever to even pick it up. I was just like pure. I didn't have thoughts about like S3X either, and it
Mm.
was just like my mind was just
Blank.
blank.
Where you had no like nothing coming in. I feel you like you're blank, completely blank. Wow.
Yeah, it's just complete serenity. And I didn't have any thoughts about S3X. And when actually people would talk about it, it would actually make me disgusted. I was just like, I
Wow.
felt nasty on the
That was
inside. I
the
was like,
point. That was the point you were at. I feel you.
yeah, but I mean, I fell from that though, unfortunately. But just because, bro, there's so much influence around you that kind of just pulls you down a lot. But
Yep.
it's definitely by grace you can get to these kind of states. The Holy Spirit can help you go up
Amen.
to those states and all that kind of stuff.
I agree, bro. I agree 1,000%, man. You know, there's nothing better than the Holy Spirit. You're right, leading you, the Spirit of God leading you into the truth. And here we are, bro. Here we are.
Yeah. What is like for you? What does prayer look like?
Like
Like,
what?
are you repeating things that you see off the internet? Are you like kind of spontaneous with it? And like, what does it look like?
No, to be honest, I mean, prayer is just something that you do. Okay. I mean, my prayers look like, I just pray about the things that, let's say I'm going through, the things I need help with. Um, what else? Just for safety, for strength, for, power, for a better mindset, right? Just things, common things like that. You can pray about it to God and he can help you, right? If you're struggling with anything at all, you could talk to God about it through prayer. It doesn't have to be a perfect prayer. People think you have to pray and be perfect. No, no, no. That's not what God's intentions are for prayer. Just speak to Him, talk to Him, and then go from there.
Yeah. And then what has been an answered prayer of yours?
Say it again.
What has been an answered prayer of yours?
Oh, answered prayer of mine.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely my channel, right? Definitely my channel. Something that I always wanted to have. That came true. Right? It was a dream of mine. Um, Opening businesses, starting my businesses like my clothing brand. Definitely something I wanted to do. I prayed about that, and I got that. Career of my dreams, right? Just things like that, and then spirit, some spiritual things as well, like spiritual discernment, power, strength, confidence. Right, I had to pray about these things to really attain it, right, at the highest level, because I used to lack these things. If I'm being honest.
Of course, of course. I found this
What?
comment on one of your videos. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up right here. I thought this was a very interesting comment because when I was going through an awakening,
Mhm.
this is literally what I was thinking, and I thought it was like crazy. I thought I was the only person thinking this,
Nah,
but
nah, nah.
this person here was like just laid it out. Let's see, where is it? This is on your video, the power of semen retention right here.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. So there it is. It's by Garrett. So can you see it? Yeah.
Yep.
It's by Garrett TV right here.
Let me
He
see.
talks about, I want to share a testimony about semen retention.
Hmm.
He says, you speak the truth. And also it was helped you with semen retention. So he's asking, like, can you do a video about haters at work? Now, if you're reading this, I get a lot of evil eyes, mostly from men, and ignored by a lot of women.
Mm.
Jezebel, they refuse to even look at me, while some outright stare at me like in a trance on
Hmm.
my journey. They literally stare at me like 100 feet away or more. They obviously feel something, but never admit to it, especially the coworkers I do talk to. It's that glow and energy and presence of the Lord inside of me. But
Mm.
I notice I always end up feeling drained by these people staring at me, Nana, like they get something out of me, but I get nothing back. The benefits of semen retention are real, and this journey is life changing and has ultimately brought me closer to God as a whole. I don't know how to protect my energy without coming off as a dick by ignoring people. So I'll pause right there.
Mm.
That right there is,
that's a powerful comment, bro.
yeah.
I'm,
That's
I'm
facts though, because go
uh-huh.
ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, I said so. What I was saying that I don't think I seen that comment actually. I mean, I probably did, but I don't think I really read it in deep. So when you just read it, it kind of refreshed me a little bit.
Of course, of course. Yeah, what he says right here, talking about you know, people obviously like staring at you and like kind of like in a trance about it.
Yeah.
That's very powerful because like when you're on this journey, like your energy increases, and so people can kind of notice there's something about you. I mean, some people have that intuitive sense. Some people just completely outright ignore you because they don't see your presence.
Yeah, they don't see it because they're not. They haven't reached that type of that level yet. There's certain levels of spirituality when it comes to the spirit of discernment. It's powerful.
Oh yeah. So at the workplace for you, like, have you had stuff like this happen? Like
Bro,
people,
all
any?
time, man. I can't even count, bro, because it's a lot of stares. A lot of people just sometimes they get intimidated, right? Even though you may be, I'm a guy who I'm a very humble guy, very cool guy. You sometimes they get intimidated, just like that, because of that energy that's coming off of you. Okay, they get intimidated.
Yeah.
You're just probably
And
in your own lane, being chill, but people are still intimidated.
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And so like with he also says like he doesn't want to like ignore these people
Mm-hmm.
without coming off as like a dick. And I remember like I worked a job 2 years ago and I kind of took somewhat of a vow of silence. I was like, I'm just gonna not talk to anybody. I'm just gonna focus on my work
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And I did pretty good. Like I had very good customer service. Like I was able to put my energy into talking to people. And then when I would ignore people and I took kind of like a vow of silence where I wouldn't talk to anybody, I can sense like their every movement. So I got so many intuitions about that workplace and people around me who I was actually with.
Wow.
Like dude, the first thought I had was like, what is it? Everyone's having or S3X with each other here. That was the first thought I had, bro. I was like,
Yo, bro, that's crazy, man. I mean, I can understand why you said that. You think that your intuition, that's what it's telling you, bro.
Yeah. And what were you gonna say before? Like, sorry, before like I cut you off right there.
Oh no, you're good. I wasn't about to say nothing. I was just listening to you, bro.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's continue with this.
Yeah, man, that's kind of crazy, man. That it's definitely happened to me before. The people like trying to, it's not like they're trying to ignore you on purpose. It's just, it's a spiritual thing happening. It's kind of, I haven't really done a lot of research on that or understood why it happens, but people keep asking me about it, man. And I don't know, to be honest. I don't know why that really happens. All I know it's a spiritual thing happening for real. Because they're, spirits, we're spirits, obviously first. So
Yeah.
that's the thing that a lot of people don't understand. So it's crazy, man. It's just it's a whole thing that has to be researched. I feel like that's some research has to be done there.
All right, so he says men also put their head down towards me and refuse to look at me in the eyes when I walk by. They're in the presence of a king, and they honor you by bowing their heads subconsciously, while other men evil eye you and hate you. Women also do this, but most tend to act like you are not there. Meanwhile, you catch them eyeing you in their peripheral vision, or a woman acts straight out scared of you. I'm careful who I fist bump now because it leaves me drained, and yet they get my energy. When I fist bump somebody or hug, they literally feel it in their hands or body like a transfer. I fist bumped my supervisor and shook his hand like something went into him, aka my energy. So now I'm careful who I do it to. I've always felt demonic energies when fist bumping certain people, which has led me to avoid some individuals. It has left me drained and I get nasty thoughts and like something attached to me the moment I touch that certain individual. So be careful, guys. Spiritual warfare is real. So I keep prayed up at all times, and it works. Then,
wow, wow, that's a powerful comment, bro.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on that last part right there?
The last part, you talking about with the prayer?
The prayer, and also like when he talks about energy transfer.
Exactly. No, I feel like that's 100% real, man. Especially on this path, a lot of people will try to get your energy, okay, because you're the loudest. You have your energy is so high that a lot of people want to be around it, Okay, so when they're drained, they can actually take that from you. When you associate yourself with people spiritually, they can take your energy. This is why you have to be careful who you surround yourself with. And he was even saying that a little bit there, that he's realizing that people drain him when he like gives them hugs or dabs them up, gives them a fist bump, whatever. People will start to take your energy on this path. So you gotta beware of these energy drainers. I think I've made a video on that too. A lot of people will try to take it spiritually.
Yeah, how have you seen people try to take your energy though? Do you think it's intentional or do you think it's more of unconscious?
Sometimes it's unconscious, sometimes it's intentional. Some people just have those type of spirits in them where they just want to take it from you. They're those demons. I call them demons. They try to take those that energy that you have from you. But sometimes it's unconscious because the person may like you, but they don't know they have a parasite or demonic energy attached to them. You know what I mean? So sometimes it depends on the person.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And like, when it comes to spiritual warfare in general, like, how do you stay protected, or like, what's kind of like some of the spiritual warfare you've gone through on this path?
For sure. For first and foremost, definitely prayer to get protection, okay, from God. And some of the things I've been through personally, spiritual warfare wise, was I'll say just sometimes I don't know how to explain it. You just feel like you're not yourself. Okay, you just feel like you're losing energy when you come around certain people. You just feel drained. You feel, even though you may be on retention, sometimes you're just gonna feel drained when it comes to people who you're around. That's because they're taking your energy spiritually. That's what's happening. So spiritual warfare has happened to me in that case where I've been around people, sometimes even family, uh, that they've taken they spiritually they're draining me, and I can feel it. So I kind of distance myself a little bit.
When you talk about draining,
Hmm.
it's like, how do you keep yourself like together so that, or have you learned how to like keep yourself so that there's no drainage, or is there like, is it just completely avoidance that has to be the key to
Definitely,
stopping
I
it?
get, yeah, I get what you're saying. Definitely distance, bro. Just distance yourself from people who, I don't associate myself with people who have low energy no more. That's just me. I've learned from it, and I understand what happens when you have high energy and people around you have low energy. They're gonna try to take it from you spiritually. That's just what happens. So you have to just be cautious of your circle and understand that not everybody has those good intentions for you.
And what do you think contributes to you having high energy though? Is semen retention, but like transmutation as well? Is
Yep.
there anything else that contributes to
Transmutation,
you?
the spirit of God, right? The Holy Spirit is very powerful. Okay, that it brings energy in itself. And I feel like being definitely on this journey as well. Okay, definitely gives you a high energy. But I feel like me personally, I'm speaking for myself. Me personally, I've always felt like I was an individual who had energy because I'm always charismatic. I was always happy mood. I feel like semen retention enhanced that for me because I've always had it, but it was lower because I was, watching porn, catch all that stuff. So it's like a boost. This journey is a boost, man. It's just a boost, major boost.
What has made you drift away from that lifestyle, like casual sex or um,
Or porn,
porn? Like, what made you really drift away from it? Like, what did you see about it that was like
man.
not it?
Bro, you're drained when you're watching porn and releasing all the time. Bro, I don't know if you felt, have you ever experienced that before?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, you feel completely lifeless. You feel like nobody's paying attention to you. People are like ignoring you. You don't. It's just a different feeling compared to when you retain how powerful you truly feel. You got energy, and you can feel it in you sometimes. I don't know if you got to that point. You can just feel
Oh
like
yeah.
you feel very powerful sometimes. And it's unbelievable. So why would I even, thinking about that? I'm like, why would I want to go back to what I was doing if I know the difference? Right? I know what point when you watch porn, when you have casual, you feel completely lifeless, man. Like it's not even a joke.
So like, what exactly do you think are the effects of porn like on your brain?
Oh, on your brain?
Yeah, or just
I,
your mind, your
yeah,
mindset.
I
You know.
mean, yeah, bro. You're gonna, I think I've said this multiple times before. You're gonna have that mindset where it's mostly negative. You're gonna have a mostly negative mindset when you're watching porn. Depression will be at its all-time high. Anxiety, all-time high. Um, you being able to communicate with people will be very low. Okay, you're gonna have anxiety to the point where you can't even step outside. That's how I used to be. It used to get to the point where, bro, I couldn't even go outside. Right? I had so much anxiety, so much fear, and I've came a long way. That's all I can say. Right? I thank God every day because without Him, I won't be sitting here, bro. I won't be doing the things that I do because I understand that people go through this every day too. So it's time for a change.
And do you think that anxiety is just porn rewiring your brain in a different way, or do you think it's like a spiritual thing where you're getting energy from these people?
Both, because porn is demonic, man. If I'm being honest with you, those are the you may see the flesh on when you're watching porn and stuff, but spiritually those are demons, okay, who are going at it. So when you watch those things, their energy actually gets attached to you. The demons, they get attached to you because it's spirits, right? It gets deeper, bro. It gets deeper. It's not just about what you're looking at. Nah, bro. It gets deeper spiritually. You start to realize that these people, there's something wrong with them. If you even think about it, why will people who think normal really want to do this? Like, that you got to think about why is this their career? Why are they doing such a thing? It's demons, man. It gets that deep spiritually.
Yeah. And then
Because it's just crazy. I don't know if you've got to that point to think, bro. Understand that what is this? Why are they doing what they do? You know what I mean?
yeah, I would say it's
It's
definitely demonic influence for
yeah,
sure.
it's destroying the world, man. I mean, there's nothing else to it. I just seen somebody actually just before I got on live with you, somebody just sent me one of my supporters sent me a they banned Pornhub in Utah and in the States already. They just did it 5 hours ago.
That's good.
Yeah, yeah. It's pretty dope. I was like, man, that's crazy. Before I was about to get on this live, he sent me that. I was like, man, that's amazing. We're starting somewhere.
Yeah, because I mean, some of it is people have unfortunate circumstances and it leads them to like trying to get a quick fix of money,
Exactly.
and they get stuck in it. Some of it could be actually them girls being evil and trying to get revenge because
Yeah,
their boyfriend broke their heart.
or stuff
You
like
know,
that. It's just it's something, bro. It's different circumstances for everyone. But at the end of the day, we just have to call it spades a spades. It's not right.
yeah,
Yeah, it's not. It's crazy, bro. Because that's where I was, man. I was, I'm not in the industry, but I'm talking about like I used to be lustful. Right? I used to have that lust filled mind, right? I used to look at women like objects, and now that's completely opposite. When you retain, completely opposite. When I see a woman, I want to get to know her for her, not just because she's beautiful, right? That's fine, that's cool, but you're gonna get past that when you start retaining. You're gonna want to pick her brain. What is she good for? Not just her looks. It gets deeper.
that's facts. That's
Yeah,
straight facts.
yeah,
The thing that I would say though is that heartbreak leads men to actually becoming bachelors and things like that. Like because women have broken their heart in the past and they trusted, you can say the wrong women,
hmm,
it leads them to being a player or like a someone that's like gonna take advantage of a girl.
yeah. Kind of like an not the a hole word. Yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah,
bad boy kind of thing.
exactly, bro.
Yeah.
Hey,
Um,
it's crazy, man.
you talk about like choosing signals too, like in a lot of your videos. Like you talk
Mhm.
about how like you pay attention to a lot of females. Like when you go to the gym and stuff, they'll be like looking at you and eyeing you and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like,
it's got
what made you aware of this stuff?
for sure. I mean, I'll say my, I don't know, like the ability. You just, when somebody's staring at you, bro, you can feel it. Okay, you can understand when somebody's when you working out, you doing something. You can understand when you can just feel it on you that somebody's looking at you, and you turn. Women are they're like cats. Okay, they're slick. They may look at you, but they're gonna look away. But if a woman is very bold, she's gonna hold the eye contact, right? She's gonna hold that gaze because she likes you. She's gonna hold it and make sure that you see her staring at you. Um, Women are very subtle, but when you're on this journey, you're gonna understand that they're very bold. They're very. You're gonna know that red pill they talk about. I'm not with none of that, but when I retain, I understand how women work. You're gonna understand their nature. When you
Hmm.
it's just common sense at this point, bro. You know, when women are looking at you, you know, they're choosing, they're giving you the signs, they're getting around you, your presence, right? Women start to get closer to you when they're attracted to you. They're like cats.
Where have you learned like some like the term Suzy signal? Like, where'd you get it from? Like, what kind of person? I'm curious.
To
Like,
be honest, bro, I used to watch the Red Pill, but now I don't, obviously, because you know I'm on a different path. But we said, where did I get it from?
yeah, like what kind of influencer, YouTuber, whatever.
Bro, to be honest, man, I don't know who I heard it from. You know, most men nowadays say choosing signals, so it's kind of like I don't know,
It's just,
but I mean, they just say she's choosing you, basically.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where I got it from. I think I just started saying it because I heard somebody, but I don't know specifically who. You know,
So like, what about the red pill is not like? What do you like disagree with?
man, the Red Pill, bro. I've had my thoughts on this. I think I've made I've made a video on this. I've had my thoughts about them for a while. You know, I don't like some of the things they say. You know, it doesn't make sense to me. Okay, the part where they say men should work out, self improve, that's perfect, amazing. Okay, every man should self improve. Every man should become the best version. But when they're talking about the women aspect, I'm like, bro, hold on. This is getting out of hand because they start to say all women are the same. I'm like, what are you talking about? You know, like that. Come on, do you know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah, I know what you're
That's
saying.
no logic, man. Come on now. How's all women the same? That doesn't make no sense, right? And they start saying um, things like, oh, if a woman, you know, I've heard multiple things. I forgot, but they're like, oh, women, they won't love you. They can't love a man. They're just 304s. I've heard Steph Cole say it. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? When women find the right man, they will love him, right? That's how I really believe that. A lot of men just aren't the right men when it comes to being a man. There's a difference between being a boy and a man, bro. Like a lot of people don't understand that.
Oh yeah.
Men are men of God, masculine. True masculinity comes by being a man of God. You can't be a guy who is, you know, a, a masculine man when you're doing things like casual. You know, they think they're tough and bad with, you know, having casual, all that stuff. I don't believe in none of that. I don't. It's just a waste of energy, waste of time, and at the end of the day, you're still draining yourself when you think you're, you know, having, you know, S3X with the baddest chick. It doesn't matter. You're still draining yourself.
Yeah, you're giving yourself to like a system. Like, I mean, there's many systems in this world, and so like you have this
Yeah,
whole system of like people who try to look for the highest. They try to look for the next best thing and have all these
that's
dating experiences, and they accumulate it, and
exactly what,
then
brother. That's
yeah,
exactly what it is, and it's kind of sad to see.
yeah. There's one thing that at least I try to find different people that stand out from the what is it called, the red pill community that like
Yeah,
teach dating and stuff. There's one guy I like to look at. His name is like Doc Love, and he shares some pretty interesting stuff where
Doc Love. I've never heard of him. Okay.
he talks about like this is what the three things that women look for in men, which is self control, challenge, and then confidence. So self control, as in like you got to slow things down to the point to where you can see things before they happen, so that you can lead things. You're not
Exactly.
you're not going emotionally faster than the women is going, because a lot of guys will like be emotionally overbearing.
Yeah,
They'll like
that's
try to rush things
turn the
instead of
woman off.
yep.
Yep. You can't be emotional, man. I mean, you're a man. I'm not saying, you know, it's not okay for a man to cry. I'm not, you know, that's fine. But, you know, some men are just over emotional and they get in that role of being a female. And I'm like, bro, you know, what's going on here? Like, too much that feminine energy sometimes, it kind of like, man, I was never raised that way. I have an African background. So Africans, as a man, you got to be a man, so that's just me. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have what is it, self control, I said, and
Yeah.
then you have challenge, which is like you being uh mysterious in a way, but also like you not being too easy. So like you have
Exactly.
your own boundaries and things like that. You kind of like
A challenge and a mystery. Yeah.
yeah, flirtatious.
Yep. Women like that, bro. I'm trying to tell you, I mean, it's just, if you out here just saying too much about yourself, right? Women kind of get like, this guy, I know too much about him. I don't want him.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yep. And then confidence, obviously, going for what you want.
Right, you
So
need the confidence is definitely key, bro. I feel like, as a man, if you have confidence, you can, bro. This is how I feel. I don't care what nobody says. If you have confidence as a man, you can get any woman you want. I don't care how she looks. That's how I feel, though. How do you feel about that, bro?
oh yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah, like when you have confidence, it's like
I feel
you
like you
feel
can get.
very.
It doesn't matter how good a woman looks, right? How this world, but you can get her. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, hey, just the truth, bro. I don't know.
That is the truth. One last question.
What's
I
up?
mean, how has Christ helped you on this journey in general?
For sure. Christ has definitely, bro. Oh man, I don't know where to start. There's so many things, right? I'll start off with lust because lust was something I was struggling with for a long time. Bro, I remember, I'm 20, but I remember back in the day, so much lust filled, bro. I was watching, bro, I was watching Corn. I think from like the whole week, Monday to Friday, like 2-3 times a day. Right, I was going crazy. Right, I was just in it deep, and then it was affecting my life, bro. It was really affecting my life. I couldn't understand where I was going in life. I didn't know how to talk to women. I didn't know how to be myself. Everything was bad. Depression, anxiety, like I said, right? But Christ came in my life, right? I accepted him in my life. And my life did a whole what they call a 180. It flipped.
Yeah, 180.
Yeah, 180, it flipped. And then now everything is different. Okay. My depression is gone, right? When I came into Christ, my depression is gone, my anxiety is gone, right? I'm able to, talk to the women I want to talk to. I'm able to build my career. I'm able to focus on the purpose God has given me, right? I'm able to do things like this without having that fear of, I don't know, like, because when you're watching porn and stuff, you have fear, okay? You have fear that things are not going to go right. You're always in this negative mindset. But this is not the case when you come into Christ. This is not the case when you start to retain. It's a different ball game, man. Different.
100%.
Yeah, bro. Definitely. Christ is amazing, man. Christ. I definitely accept. I definitely attest to Christ changing my life, bro. Because I won't be here. I really won't be here, and I won't be at the success level that I'm at. I won't be inspiring the people I'm inspiring today. None of it. I'm telling you, bro. None of it. It's crazy. It's crazy, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then where can people find you?
Where can people find me?
Yeah.
You can find YouTube, NanaTheSoul, right? I mean, everything. Instagram, NanaTheSoul, TikTok, NanaTheSoul. Everything's the same.
Cool.
Yeah, make sure y'all check me out, man. Got some great content there for y'all. And if you struggle with things like this, lust, right, masculinity, discipline, check me out. I'm gonna get you right, man.
Yeah, he set you straight.
For sure, bro.
He'll be your African dad for sure. That you never had.
African dad is crazy. Yo. But yes, sir,
All right,
man.
Thank you for coming on.
Hey, for sure, bro. I appreciate your time, bro. I appreciate you for bringing me.
I appreciate your time too.
Yes, sir, brother.